Jaden Hassel to lead off, and he takes a breaking ball in there for strike one. And with us for the second inning, Luke Reinschmidt, former Yellow Jacket, and finished his career here in 2016. Luke, good to have you on.
Great to be on. Thanks for having me.
That one hooked into left field. Hall's racing back, and a nice running catch up against the wall. Well, Luke, you spent plenty of time in the outfield here at Dehler Park, and you're the first to know it's a tricky outfield with the wind, and right away a fine running catch and left there by Cade.
Yeah, lucky enough to spend 3 years out here playing center, and you definitely, that Dehler wind will give you problems once in a while, but it can get whipping up there, that's for sure.
Westmeister takes low ball one. Well, Luke, the Yellow Jackets on Tuesday, they didn't have a game, but they found out by virtue of other happenings in the GNAC, they're the GNAC champions in the regular season, and it's the third time in the last 4 years. Now, you were a part of 2 of those championships, the first 2 ever for the Yellow Jackets. So what does that mean as an alum of the program? You get to be part of 2 of them, see them win another one this year, a good, strong program to watch.
Oh, it's great. Growing up and being able to see a little bit of MSUB baseball, and then being a part of those first 2 were pretty special, and it's pretty cool to see that it only took them a year to get back to where we kind of left off, and I think they're going to be up on the top of the standings for a long time. Sutton's got something pretty special going here. He's bringing in a lot of good players. The group seems to mesh well together, and I think, like I said, they'll be on the top of the standings or close to for a long time to come.
Yeah, Jackets entering the week atop the standings, clinched the number 1 spot heading into next week's GNAC championships. And that's a place you got to go during your career 3 times, I believe, 2 times to the conference tournament. And talk about that. It's a special atmosphere. It's playoff baseball, and that's where the guys are headed next week.
Oh, it's definitely a special time. I mean, and I'm hoping that this group of guys, the first guys to actually get that done and bring back some rings and hopefully a trophy back to MSUB. I mean, disappointingly, we couldn't do it 2 years I was there, but got close. Just couldn't quite finish the job, and I'm hoping that these guys get her done this year. It seems like with the squad they have, it's definitely a possibility.
Well, the numbers this team has put up are just remarkable, and you were on a couple of record-breaking teams yourself, but these guys, this might be the best offense ever, not only at MSUB but in the GNAC, and that's saying something. And you were on those early teams with Brody Miller, of course, the all-time Yellow Jacket great, and then your last year with Kyle Durbin coming in and all those great offensive players. What stands out to you just watching this team, and how is it similar to the teams you played on and better in some ways?
I just think they're deeper. We had a great offense. I especially think my junior year was probably the best offensive team MSUB has seen since these guys, I would say. I think they beat our home run record. But yeah, the amount of guys that they can throw at you and can all do damage is pretty impressive. You don't really get 3 or 4 guys that at any time can hit it out, and these guys, they probably have 6 of them almost. I mean, it's a fun lineup to come here and watch, that's for sure.
Yeah, we were talking in game 1. There's 6 players on this team with more than 30 RBIs, and there's only one other team in GNAC history that's ever had that many players with 30 or more RBIs. So it speaks to the depth that you're talking about there, Luke. And one of those great players is taking over for you out in center field, Jalen Garcia. Now, Jalen's in his 2nd year in the program, and he's sort of like you in the sense that he does it all. He hits for average and power, and he's got lots of speed. He broke the stolen base record running wild. What do you see in Jalen? He's another Billings kid, just like you.
It's great to see another Billings kid. It was a 1 year apart, and then next thing you know, he's out there covering the same ground that I was at, and it's pretty cool to see that both have that Billings connection. And yeah, he's a heck of a player, man. Look forward to watching him the rest of this year, I guess, and then next year as well. And then hopefully he might get a chance to continue his baseball career on, and I hope that for everyone that's good enough to hopefully do that. And we need one guy out of MSUB to get drafted, because I do think that there's talent enough here that especially a couple of those guys deserve a chance.
Certainly on the radar. Adam Cox out there to hand the ball to the home plate umpire now. Scouts have been on Adam, and that's one of the few players left on this team. He was with you. He's been here forever. He got here when you transferred into the program. And Adam's a fifth-year senior now. As the runner goes, it's low. And Dalton will have a stolen base. But talk about playing with Adam, what kind of talent he's got. He's so electric on the mound. And your last year, he actually was in that lineup, a big threat.
Yeah, I mean, everybody, when he came in, everybody knew he had talent on the mound, and would rub him a little bit, give him a little crap here and there about hitting wise, and he always said he could hit. And when he got his chance my senior year, he definitely showed that he could. He added another stable bat to that lineup, which I think was definitely a need that my final year. And I think with him on the mound, it's fun to watch. It's fun to watch him pitch. I mean, when he's sitting mid-90s, it's pretty cool to see a kid like that. I think he'll hopefully get a chance. He definitely deserves it. He's grown up a ton since when I was here, and the 2 years since I've been gone. And I mean, I enjoy coming out here to watch him pitch once in a while.
Well, Cox closed out the Game 1 win for the Jackets. Now a payoff pitch coming up to ball, and Long lost him. So Central with 2 outs here in the top of the second, with a couple runners on base, as they try to be the first to score. Ninth place hitter Michael Heinvetter. Right fielder will stand in.
The one thing I've noticed about this team this year is the pitching. They've definitely... MSUB will always start off kind of slow with pitching, just based on the fact that they're stuck inside for a good 5 months before they're able to get their first outfield practice. And for pitchers, the long toss and all that stuff is so important for them. It's impressive what this new pitching coach has done to get these guys to the point they are at now. It was always seemed at my time we would have 1 or 2 good guys, but then just kind of couldn't stay in those low scoring games once in a while. But this year they've had a lot of good pitchers step up and done a good job with that, I think.
And the lefty Sam Wong on the hill today, coming off his first complete game last week. Well, you played with a pretty good left-handed pitcher, Brady Muller there. He was the first Jacket to play affiliated pro baseball. Wasn't drafted, but did sign that minor league contract with the Diamondbacks last year. Talk about playing with Brady. He was just such a competitor out there. Still the all-time leader for the Jackets in innings pitched.
Yeah, that kid, it didn't matter if his left arm was cut off. He'd go out there and throw it with his right. He was a heck of a competitor, a great pitcher. Unfortunately, he struggled with some arm problems later in his career, but it's impressive. I'm glad they got that chance to play, and he actually didn't do too bad with the year he did, and even had some more arm troubles in minor league ball. But it was a blast playing with him, knowing that every time you threw that guy out there, it didn't matter who we were playing, we had a great chance to win, knowing that he was going to keep us in it no matter what, if our offense wasn't going or if they were. So I have nothing but good things to say about Brady Muller. He was a heck of a kid and a heck of a guy to play with.
Long ready. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss, struck him out. So the Cats come up empty in the top of the second. They get a couple base runners, but Long able to put up another 0. We'll take a quick break. Luke Reinschmidt joining us. He'll be back in the bottom of the second when the Jackets come to hit. So Hayden Humphrey, Colton Cosner, and Landon Peterson, the scheduled hitters for the Yellow Jackets here at the bottom of the second. No score yet in Game 2 of our doubleheader. Jackets threatened in the first, but runners on the corners, but could not get the clutch hit. Hayden Humphrey shows bunt and takes low, ball 1. Luke Reinschmidt, the former Yellow Jacket all-star outfielder, joining us on the broadcast. Back for the bottom of the second inning.
Thanks for having me, Evan.
Oh, anytime, Luke. It's good to be here. You know, it's senior weekend here at the park, and last time these seniors, there's 10 of them this year. Some of them new, some of them...
I didn't know there was 10.
Yeah, some of them been here 5 years like Adam Cox, but, you know, always a special weekend. What do you think back to your senior day? You remember it? Was it special for you?
Yeah, I mean, it just being able to to walk out on the field with the guys that you put. I mean, some might be transfers, but some of them you spent 4 years playing ball with, and just being able to. That ball's hit pretty far. I might get up and Dehler wind. Oh.
That's going to be reeled in there by Heinvetter and Wright for out.
Never know about that Dehler wind.
That's true.
Right center.
Yeah, it fools me time and time again.
There's been times where I've hit balls that I did not think should be getting out, and somehow wall scraped out of here because of that Dehler wind. You can always, but hey, it looks the same in the scorebook, right?
Hey, you got 22 career home runs. I won't take a single one away from you for that win. Those all count the same.
Exactly. Where were we at again with
senior weekend.
It's senior weekend. Yeah, like I said, being able to play with some of those guys for 4 years, you go through the grind daily, day in, day out. It's not baseball. I feel like is a different college sport when you're almost as busy in the fall as you are in the spring when you're actually playing. Just knowing what you went through with those guys, it's pretty special. It's good. It's a good feeling, and I hope those guys enjoy it when it happens tomorrow, and they know how lucky they have it still.
That's right. Senior ceremony for the Jackets will begin at 11:40 local time tomorrow. And remember, a noon first pitch for the doubleheader on Friday. And it'll be an even better feeling knowing it's not their last game. Last game here at Dehler Park, but lots of work left to do. The Jackets are on their way to the conference tournament. And Luke, for the first time ever, this program is ranked in the West region. You guys were really close to being in the mix for that. Didn't quite have a ranking, but you laid the groundwork for that. So to now see that they're being ranked and on the cusp of actually getting into the regional tournament, what does that mean to you?
Oh, I think it's a big deal. It's a big deal to this program. It's a big deal for Sutton just to be able to recruit the talent that's needed to have to compete at that level. And I think when we were, close. The closest we got was my junior year. We were very close to being regionally ranked, and we went and played the Cal Baptist teams and the LC State teams and the teams that that even though LC State's NAI, they're just as good as any D2 team out there with the talent that they put on the field. But being able to compete with those guys, I mean, it shows that you're starting to get the talent here, and I think Sutton's just building on a framework that Bishop kind of left, and that I think he can hopefully take to the next level. And maybe this year, it'd be great to see this year, but maybe even in the future, seeing these guys at a regional tournament. So I think they definitely have the talent to compete over there.
Colton Cosner legs out an infield single.
It's like Miles Burton right down those lines.
Yeah, that's right.
Picking up, putting those feet down.
Right. Miles would hit right in front of you, a second table, and then you guys would run for days there. Well, here's a guy you played with. Landon Peterson came in as a true freshman that 2015 season. That was so good, and Landon, he went through some real adversity last year with that injury. It must feel good for you to see your old buddy, your old teammate back healthy and playing again.
It's good to see him back out there. I know he started out last year with a good year, and with that whole injury, I mean, I couldn't imagine. I was lucky enough to never have to deal with one of those in my career playing here, but it's great to see him back out there. I know it's hard for when you're sitting there watching your buddies out there playing and you can't do anything, and you're just sitting there in the rehab room trying to work on something. It's not something that you want any one of your good friends to go through, and it's good to see him back out there hitting. Hopefully he can get a hit here. Let's see.
Yeah, Yellow Jackets trying to get on the scoreboard here. They took game 1 10-6, and they're trying to be the first to score. One away, and Colton Cosner, good speed on at first. Davis in the stretch, and Peterson swings and misses. The count even at 2-2. Well, the Yellow Jackets, Luke, this year they haven't lost a single GNAC series. This is their 10th of the year, and they've either won or split every single series. And they're trying to become the only team besides Western Oregon to ever do that in the GNAC. The Wolves, of course, a long history of dominance in the league. They've done it. They've actually gone through the conference schedule without losing a series 10 different times. But the Jackets trying to pull that off, so just another thing that sort of sums up what kind of season they're having.
Exactly. And like you and I were talking during the break, the amount of guys that they can do it with on any given day. I mean, any given game is pretty impressive. I mean, they like we said, they have 6 guys batting over 350, and just the offense that these guys have been able to put together is nothing short of impressive, and it's fun to watch, that's for sure.
So Peterson has worked the count full here. We'll see maybe if Coach Sutton starts up Colton Cosner here, and he sure does. A swing and a miss, throw down to second on a hop, and unable to handle it was Dalto. So Peterson strikes out, but Cosner steals the bag. Now a runner in scoring position for Wyatt Setian.
This kid's going to be a good player for years to come. He's got some good hands out there at shortstop. It's pretty fun watching this kid play.
Yeah, that's right, Luke. We saw him make a play in game one today. A ball hit hard at him, and he bobbled it, but he didn't panic. He stayed with it and made the play at first. It really reminded me of Corey Morris, the shortstop, when you played. And Corey wasn't all that flashy or stellar, but he always made a good play. He never panicked when he bobbled a ball, and that's what made him such a great defensive shortstop. So to see a true freshman have that same sort of composure is really promising.
Yeah, I mean, whenever you get a freshman in there, you expect the jitters. I mean, he's been playing a little bit for a while now, I guess. But, yeah, you kind of expect the learning curves that are going to come with a freshman playing, as he takes a heck of a hack there. It's impressive. The composure that goes with not only being a freshman, but being a freshman shortstop is what's very impressive with this kid. It just, you don't see very many of those kids be able to do it, be able to handle the pressure that comes with that, because I mean, you're the captain of the entire field, so you got to kind of relay the information infield and the outfield and keep you all working on one unit. And I think he's done a great job so far. He's got a heck of an arm. I've seen him make a couple plays across the diamond where you don't think a freshman has that type of arm talent. It's impressive. He's going to be a very good player to watch.
Oh, and not to mention the 3-run home run he hit in game one. He's got three of those on there. Yeah, you came a little late, but the kid's got some pop, too. Yeah. He's hit 3 home runs, and that average has been climbing. It's up to 239. Seems low, but it was under the 200 mark there for a while. So as of late,
that was the line for a little bit.
That's right. Wyatt, as of late, has been swinging it well. He's in a 1-2 hole here.
That's good. They need everybody hitting as well as they possibly can with the ball hit well there. Oh.
That one popped into center. It might fall. Reaching back and making the catch is Lesmeister. So the Cats wiggle out of the jam and still no score. Well, Luke, thanks for joining us for the second inning. Appreciate it, and good talking with you and catching up.
Yeah, great having. Thanks for having me, and hopefully do this again sometime.
Yeah, that's Luke Reinschmidt, 2016 Yellow Jacket grad, former all-region center fielder for MSUB. We'll take a break and be back with the third right after this.